So this is your boy Paul in the building. So today in this match, well not this match, but this video we'll be showing the 6 card fighters versus hats. Now I haven't done doing videos in a while, so I will be getting back to the YouTube community for sure this time. So on top of that, I will be dropping the next combo video of the Fire Fist, but I will be showing them like rarely though. I'm not gonna do it like all in like one session. Then they see I'm out of a segment. So because you see YouTubers like what's his name? I think yeah, Cali Effect. My bad. No disrespect. I almost forgot. So yeah, so he's also doing the Fire Fist stuff too as well. He's doing the competitive scene ones while I'm doing the 6 card Fire Fist ones. Now between me and him, our playstyles are totally different. So for you guys to say, oh Paul, you're better than him, or Kyle's better than you, no, we have different styles. There's no you can't compare the two. So anywho, let's get into the match here. So in this match right here, I'm gonna make a pretty much when I was going against this guy, I didn't know if it was hats or not because when you're looking at this format, we're assuming that hats are going to die this format because of the fact that you have shadows and you have a counter trap that stops the hands completely, which is called face off. Face off says any card that's activated in a damage step negated, and it's a counter trap. So meaning like Crane, Lance, Honest, Firehand, Face Off itself, yeah, pretty much damage step will be able to be able to fight against it. So anywho, so you see me. So last time you saw me make a not educated but a risk take because I didn't know if this was shadows or not because you have a lot of decks that's been competing a lot nowadays, and one of them are shadows and the other one is Burning Abyss. Burning Abyss has been taking the scene for a good while now, so it's pretty interesting how this format is gonna go now because in Japan you don't see Burning Abyss doesn't exist there, but here it does, so it's gonna be pretty interesting. Anywho, so what you see during the match right here, you saw that the opponent popped too many formations, and because of that, I will be punishing him very soon because of the fact that I have 7 formations engraved. So you know what that means, right? Saito, yeah. So Saito will be explained during the final. Will be during like the final chapter when I showed you guys all the combos of the Fire Fist because you don't want to really. I don't want to really just say, oh, here's Saito, learn it. No, I'd rather teach you guys all the setups, how to utilize Saito. And right here, the opponent makes a really silly mistake. He could have went for Marmillo to pop the Saito and force him to activate, and he could have went for Exciton. But because he didn't go for that, I went for end phase Saito, and as you can see right here, his face down is Torrential Tribute. Why he couldn't activate Torrential Tribute? Because of the fact that the last thing was happening on Saito is me setting the formations, meaning Torrential Tribute missed this timing to activate on Saito. And knowing myself, I played very, safe. And because I know that it was, Chapter Nightmare, I really didn't care for it. And right there, he scooped up immediately. So let's go into game 2. So yeah, so I did that, but then again, you don't know. You guys will assume that I lose this one, of course. But getting back to that, so in this matchup, so game 2, I cited out Circle of the Fire King and cited out Max C's because Max C really doesn't do anything for this matchup at all, unless you're like brave as hell and say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna take the hand challenge and see if I get some draws out of it. But no, you don't really want to do that. So in this case right here, I set in triple full house because full house does stop this deck a lot on the back row. Because what really hurts me in this matchup is that all the back row they play, it really hurts me. Like you see this unsafe play I do right here. It was really unsafe, but it was one way for me to get an advantage out of it. So he Chapter Nightmare my Wolf Park, unfortunately. there was no other. Well, I mean, I could have went for Boar and just sat on it and hope for the best. But then again, I didn't want to. I didn't want to take the risk. So because of that, I'm gonna get punished for what I've done, and that's why. That's why you gotta play a lot of backrow destruction against this deck because there's so many options this deck has, and unfortunately, right here, it's gonna end right here real soon because of the fact that he had another Sanctum, and that right there, I couldn't do anything about that, and there was no way for me coming back from that, so I scooped right there. So let's go. Alright, game 3. Now, game 3, I started out the second Circle of the Fire King. I put in Dark Colon, you know, using the Jeff Jones logic. If you remember when he talked with Sylvans for the first time, he said, you know, it's better to go off with a Dark Hole on the hand than, you know, with no cards, no other cards. So I was like, you know, maybe this logic may work because I do side Dark Hole. So I did that. I did another Gaioku in. So now his back row pressure should be eliminated. So on top of that, I noticed that he has a bad hand, and because of the fact that I Gaioku the Sanctum, I'm in luck here. So he has 4 back row. He's drawing maxis. That's dead. That's dead to him right now because of the fact that, you know, I'm not gonna special summon unless I have, like, you know, a clear way of, like, game, and plus I didn't have the proper setup to go off, and I didn't want to go take a risk of saying, oh, you know, I'm gonna go chance modify and just take a risk. No, f that. Seeing how many summoning blockers that he has in the deck, no. I'd rather try to punish him now on just poking and force him to come to me, and right there he wouldn't be able to do anything. So I draw into my first full house. So I'm like, okay, I could set up for full house and try to punish him. So I set up really good. I set my 2 back row. He says he finally draws a monster. I activate Tensen to get, you know, some reaction, and he wiretaps my Tensen. I'm like, really? Okay, activate Lance. Activate full house. Let's get rid of some of his back row. Now, because I was popping the Gaioku, I had to get rid of the target that, you know, Gaioku was placed on. Now, unfortunately, it was Sanctum. I didn't know it was Sanctum. So before you guys say, oh, you know, Paul, you're a bad player because you didn't know that was Sanctum. Well, hey, it happens. It doesn't even matter because I'm so much in advantage that he can't really do anything about it. So right there, I saw him bring out Fire Hand, and since I know he has Trap Trick Nightmare set, I just bring out Swallow, don't activate effect, set a back row. So now he's probably scared of, okay, that's probably Tensen, but, you know, it's another full house. So I summon out another monster because I know Bottomless, Warning, all his good back row is gone. So right there, I'm in the lead. He can't really do much. And then next thing you know, he drops on an MSC. I'm like, okay, that's not that bad. Then Dark Coma, oh shit, that's fine. Now at first I was scared to summon my Spirit, but I'm like, you know what, Spirit with no effects, because if he allows the Spirit summon to go off, I was like, okay, I'll just let it go through and just tap. Now if it was a Sanctum or Deep Prison, I would have lost. But then again, hey, he drew a bad hand. So let's have the bonus video for you guys, and this is upon my new. Alright, so this is like the next project that I'm working on. Now you guys are probably looking like, okay, Onslaught of the Fire Kings, Zang Zings, what the hell is this, Paul? Why are you doing this to us? Now, this guy opened pretty bad, but he has Artifact Sanctum, he's playing like hats, so who cares? Hat players don't deserve to live. So this was game 3 of the testing that I'm doing with this deck. Now I'm not. This is probably like a preview of it. I'm not gonna, like, you know, show everything about it, but it looks pretty promising once I, you know, work on the combos. Now Lava Golem is a side deck card. Before anyone goes says, why are you playing Lava Golem? Are you trying to be degenerate? No. Lava Golem beats degenerate decks. So, and plus it's a side deck card for Shadows. Take note of that. So I'm going against I'm going against hats, and you know, you guys see me do the most dirtiest play in the world. He had no response for that. So Baxia, you know, doing the end phase, get rid of all those sweet cards. So I got rid of his fire hand, his ice hand, and on top of that, right, lava golem. Just straight evil. So you just take you know a few damage. I just put Baxter in defense mode because I don't want to take no damage. You know, he can destroy by battle and stuff like that. But anywho, so yeah, so this is Fire King of the Zing Zing. So this would be at 60 cards automatically. Now, now in this deck, now in this project, it looks promising. I just gotta make sure I, you know, do some edits. And for one, I did learn, you know, a few combos of the deck. And for one, like, for example, if I go Garunix, Level Eater, Banish 2 for Blaster, oh, Draco Sap? What? And then another one, too, as well, is Ancient Forge triggers the Zang Zings. So I could manipulate any type of Zang Zing that I want on the field. So I could do as, you know, a unique setup. So meaning I could just go trigger creation, set up for a synchro play for during my opponent's turn, punish the shit out of my opponent. They can't do anything about it. Yeah, this is just straight up evil combo. So you see right here, he's gonna go MST, getting rid of the Phoenix Chain, so he's getting ready to, you know, go ham. Now you're gonna see him do a mistake here, and what most pro players always say: never set your cards and then attack, because you don't know what your opponent can do. So he drops Forbidden Graveyard to negate my Zang Zing, but look at this. He has one card. I have 6 cards. I get to bully this guy. Yes, we get to bully this guy. So on top of that, he top decks, you know, the little wolf part guy, but really doesn't do much about it because I have, you know, Death Tornado. But hey, it is what it is. So getting back to that, this will be a new project. I hope you guys, you know, become interested in this project because you know how I am. I originate some shit. But then again, I don't know if someone already did this thing already. Let me go check. Okay, so I just checked. So yeah, so Akira Phoenix is the one who actually who was actually one of the persons who did this. But I'm still gonna do the project. Shout out to, you know, Akira Phoenix. I'll probably put a shout out down below. But I'm doing this deck at 60 cards. Why? Because hey, I'm Paul Blake. I can do whatever the hell I want. I prove that any deck at 40 cards can be done at 60 cards. Let's get that real out there. So I'm gonna do some edits on this deck. Now, for one, my fear with this deck is that you have cards like Mirror Guys that stops this deck. You have cards like Macrocosmos that shuts down this deck completely. But you know, that doesn't mean much though. I mean, you do more things about it. I mean, I'll probably gonna up the back row hate for this deck. I don't really see myself playing supply unit in this deck because of the fact that, okay, it based on MST, but at the same time you don't really destroy everything that you want, if you get what I'm saying. So anywho, like, comment, and subscribe, and this is your boy Pablo out.